I remember I was very upset once when I finished the show and I was driving back in London where there's a very professional actor and he says, you're having a bereavement. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you're in mourning because you've done a show with these guys and it's over. And you might get back together, you might do the same play again, but it will never be the same again. And that's the magic of theatre. I'd rather watch a good film than a good play any day. Yet I'd rather direct a play than direct a film. So I'll explain that. The energy in a live performance has no comparison. It's live and anything can happen, anything can go wrong. In front of a live audience, getting the applause and the respect is a wonderful experience. And then it's done, it's over. And you look at her, then you look at her. It's time for you to go now as well.
Right, okay.
So do you want to just do that last bit? From...
Right, okay. Okay, dashing off to. You're coming? Ken?
Is my luck in tonight, honey?
After your performance, she was on your lap. I think not.
Hi, my name is Nick Pelas. I am based on the Essex coast, Clacton-on-Sea, Londoner originally, and been here in Clacton now for 7 years. I work with vulnerable adults in the day, and by night and weekends I have a passion for filmmaking and for theatre directing. Reading, getting hold of film scripts and looking at some of the great writing by Orson Welles and some of the great storyboards devised by Alfred Hitchcock, in addition to watching the movies.
Come on, help me. Take his arm.
That inspired me to write things that are a bit off the wall rather than normal, standard kind of things. I started in 2008. I put on, there was a website called Gumtree. I don't think it exists anymore. And I advertised for actors, not professional actors, people who were interested in acting. And it was successful. We got together. I had written a play by then, and that play was performed by these actors in a local church hall. And from then on, I really thought, I'm going to take this further. So I started contacting French theatres in Camden Town, in Hammersmith, South London, and the West End as well, Leicester Square. And I had a string of productions from 2008 right up until 2017 when I relocated and left London. So that was my experience in French. And one of the French plays I did at that point was a play that I had written about Jackie Kennedy. And the second part of her life with Aristotle Onassis. And what I did here was, it was such a successful play, it appeared at the Camden Fringe, that I turned it into a screenplay, which then led to my interest in directing.
London, New York, Athens, Monte Carlo.
And now this? Marrying the Americana? Honestly?
I wanted to put a stage play on in Clacton, and I thought, what can I do? Let's think, what did I really enjoy doing in London? And I thought, why not Hitchcock Homage? It was a branded name, it was a name that everybody should know really, and it was a dark comedy combining various elements of Hitchcock's films and putting them on stage, basically a dinner party gone wrong and going crazy.
To the unspeakable mortification of Bentley.
Oh, Bentley. He's rather a famous collector, isn't he?
Yes, he's coming here tonight.
Good heavens, listen.
Found a fantastic venue, a great cast, and the show performed in October 2022. So when you sit perfect cue, welcome. You jump up when I go ring ring to telephone. You jump up really nervously. Yeah, okay. Good production is only as good as the people in the production. So basically, if you're making a film or you're making a play, you need a damn good cast. You need a cast that's going to be reliable, it's going to be hard-working, and most important, enjoy being in the production. When it was Pandora, then you relax. Then you jump up on the phone. So go from the list. It's important to get on with the cast, because if you get on with the cast, then you can build and create something that's really magical. My style of work is giving them a character and letting each person find their own space within that character. I set up schedules, rehearsal schedules, which start with the post-audition. It's a read-through. We gather, we read the play as a group. Second session could be another read-through, everybody present. After that, I'll break it down into the C's that I am blocking.
He's not dead. He's simply missing. Oh, do you mind if I just... Doesn't that feel good?
Are you listening to me, Claudia? Claudia! Give me some matches. Matches? Here you are.
So, I'm Claire. I'm from Clacton in North Essex. In my day job, I'm a Reiki energy healer. I also do gong bath meditation. I'm a mum of 2, an avid storyteller for the children at Forest School, and yeah, part-time budding actress. So in Hitchcock Homage, I played Beth, one of the main characters. She played alongside a character called Claudia, who was wonderfully portrayed by Christina.
What do you think? He's going to pop out of that chest? A lifeless corpse? You've been watching too many horror movies, Claudia.
I wanted to come back to acting because I think I had reached a stage in my life where my business was going quite well, quite successful, but when I was at university, I absolutely adored literature. I studied classics, I studied the great playwrights, the Greek tragedies, the Greek comedies, the Greek masters, and I just had this obsession with words. And I loved putting that on stage to entertain audiences. And when I saw Nick's casting call for Hitchcock Homage, it was like a little light bulb went off. I'd had kind of a burning desire to get back into the acting, and I had the time on my hands now that my children were a little bit older, and it was just a bit of a perfect storm. I just had to message him.
I suspect much worse. I think they've committed murder, and it's chock full of rotting bones.
Nick!
Let's see where we're at.
So Essex, there's a lot of great stuff happening in Essex actually, especially in film. You've got the Essex Film Collective, great group for networking. Independent film was shot recently in Clacton, Morrison, which had a premiere. I wish I could say the same for theatre. They seem to be keen on having endless tribute acts of acts that I don't even know, and if I do know them, I hardly want to see the real McCoy, never mind the tribute acts of them. But you know, I'm looking at doing a sort of Essex Fringe festival that will cover Clacton, Colchester, Harwich, and I'm looking at doing that, planning on that as a kind of progression route for the productions that I'm involved in on stage, and to bring in other like-minded people.
Let them see what kind of person I am. I'm not even going to swat that fly. I hope they're watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
I met an American director once off Broadway, and she told me the only excuse in New York to miss a rehearsal is you're dead. Put the work in and enjoy it at the same time.